Now we are going to discuss some interesting facts related to genetics. One gene is usually responsible for one character. So one character is under the control of one gene. One gene is responsible for one character. Sometimes more than one gene, that is many genes. Many genes are responsible for one character. Usually one gene is responsible for one character. Sometimes more than one gene, that is many genes. Many genes are responsible for one character. And when many genes, that is more than one gene, are responsible for one character, then it is called polygenic inheritance. Poly means many, genic means genes. For example, the color of skin in human being. The color of skin in human being is under the control of more than one gene. Therefore, the inheritance of the color of skin in human being is an example of polygenic inheritance. When many genes, that is more than one gene, is responsible for one character, it is called polygenic inheritance. Example, the inheritance of skin color in human being. Sometimes one gene or single gene, is responsible for more than one character. That means it is the multiple effect of a single gene. Effect is the result. So more than one character is under the control of a single gene. The multiple effect of a single gene, that means single gene, it is responsible for more than one character. The multiple effect of a single gene is called pleiotropism. This is called pleiotropism. The multiple effect of a single gene is called pleiotropism. The phenomenon is called pleiotropism, and the gene is called pleiotropic gene. The gene is a pleiotropic gene. So you try to understand these basics in genetics. Usually one gene is responsible for one character. Sometimes many genes, that is more than one gene is responsible for one character, then it is called polygenic inheritance. Then when a single gene is responsible for more than one character, then it is called pleiotropism, and the gene is said to be pleiotropic gene. The gene is said to be pleiotropic gene. And there are cases which disobey the Mendelian laws. There are cases which disobey the Mendelian laws, means they deviate from Mendelian laws. And what are the cases that deviate from the Mendelian laws? Means one is law of incomplete dominance. Law of incomplete dominance. This law of incomplete dominance, it disobeys or deviates from the Mendelian law. It disobeys the Mendelian law or it deviates from the Mendelian law. And this law of incomplete dominance is also called law of partial dominance. Law of partial dominance. The law of incomplete dominance is also called the law of partial dominance. Now, let me give the examples of incomplete dominance. Then I will define what is this incomplete dominance. So, now we will try to work out the examples for better understanding of incomplete dominance or partial dominance. There is a plant called 4 o'clock plant. Its common name or popular name is the 4 o'clock plant. Its scientific name is Mirabilis gelata. Mirabilis gelata is the scientific name. And second example of the plant is snapdragon plant. Snapdragon. Snapdragon plant. And the scientific name of this snapdragon plant is Antirrhinum. Antirrhinum majus. Antirrhinum majus is the scientific name of snapdragon plant. You can take this example or this example. Take this or this example. And let me take snapdragon example. You follow the same pattern for this plant also. There are red flowered snapdragon plants. Red flowered. The red flowered snapdragon plant is crossed with a snapdragon plant with white flowers. So the red flowered snapdragon plant is crossed with a white flowered snapdragon plant. we will get offspring of F1 generation. The offspring of F1 generation, if it follows law of dominance, it should be red flower. But it is law of incomplete dominance. The offspring of F1 generation is heterozygous, of course, capital R, small r, but it is pink flower. Pink flower. We happen to find the pink flower character in parental generation. One parental snapdragon plant is red flower. The other parental snapdragon plant is white flower. When a cross is made between two such plants, the offspring of F1 generation, they are heterozygous, but they are all pink flower. Now, when a cross is made between pink flowered generation, pink flowered condition is capital R, small r, and make a checkerboard, capital R, small r. When a cross is made between offspring of F1 generation, that is between pink flowered snapdragon plants, we will get offspring of F2 generation. Capital R into R, capital R, capital R into R, capital R, small r, capital R into R, capital R, small r into small r, small r, small r. One offspring is capital R means one plant is red flowered. One is red flowered in the progeny. Two of them, that is a capital R, small r, two of them are pink flowered. Pink flowered. And one offspring, small r, is a white flowered. If I say one is red flowered, two of them are pink flowered, and one is white flowered, this is 1:2:1, and this is the phenotypic ratio of incomplete dominance. Phenotypic ratio of incomplete dominance. If you analyze it genotypically, capital R is a genotype which is red flower. We have one. Capital R, small r, that is its genotypic makeup. They are pink flower. Two. Small r, white flower. This is one. This is also 1:2:1 genotypic. In usual Mendelian monohybrid cross, obeying law of dominance, try to recollect, the phenotypic ratio is 3:1 and the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. But in this case, both the phenotypic and genotypic ratios are the same. The phenotypic ratio is 1:2:1 and the genotypic ratio is also 1:2:1. Therefore, it is disobeying the law of dominance or Mendelian law, or it is the deviation from the Mendelian law. If you want to work out this with the 4 o'clock plant, instead of Snapdragon, you put a 4 o'clock plant. The red flowered 4 o'clock plant is allowed to cross with the white flowered 4 o'clock plant. The offspring of F1 generation are pink flowered. Story is the same. Mechanism is the same. When the offspring of F1 generation are allowed for self-pollination, you will get offspring of F2 generation. One is red flowered, two of them are pink flowered, and one is white flowered, both phenotypically and genotypically. Therefore, for law of incomplete dominance or law of partial dominance, both the phenotypic and genotypic ratios are one and the same, that is 1:2:1. And there is one more example following or obeying the law of partial dominance or incomplete dominance. It is Andalusian fowl. Andalusian fowl. Fowl is a type of bird. There are black spotted birds, black spotted, and white spotted birds. Birds with white spots and birds with black spots. When a black spotted Andalusian fowl is crossed with a white spotted Andalusian fowl, if the law of dominance is obeyed, the offspring of F1 generation must be black spotted. Here, the offspring of F1 generation are heterozygous. They are not black spotted, they are not white spotted, but in heterozygous condition, the offspring of F1 generation are found to be blue spotted birds, birds with blue spots. When offspring of F1 generation are allowed for self-fertilization, that is a cross between blue spotted Andalusian fowls. Adopt the checkerboard method, you will get offspring of F2 generation with a genotype capital B. When it is a capital B, it is a black spotted fowl. When it is a capital B, small b, it is a blue spotted. Once again, capital B, small b, it is a blue spotted. When it is small b, it is a white spotted. That means one is black spotted fowl, two of them are white spotted fowls, two of them are blue spotted fowls, and one is white spotted fowl. Both phenotypically and genotypically, here the ratio is 1:2:1. So the law of incomplete dominance or the law of partial dominance, it deviates the Mendelian law of inheritance, especially it deviates from Mendelian law of dominance. It deviates from Mendelian law of dominance, it is an incomplete dominance. So you must remember these examples. In which of the following case law of incomplete dominance is observed? One, in 4 o'clock time, 2 Snapdragon, 3rd Andalusian for 4 all of these. Likewise, they will set the choice. You have to select the 4th option. So, based on the results obtained, we should define and understand what is the law of incomplete dominance.
Concept is one concept which deviates the Mendelian laws is pleiotropism. Pleiotropism. Pleiotropism means a single gene which is responsible for more than one characters. That is pleiotropism. A single gene responsible for more than one character. One character is pleiotropism. In other words, pleiotropism means the multiple effects of a single gene, or it is the multiple effects of a single gene. Is also pleiotropism. And the gene is said to be pleiotropic gene. The gene responsible for pleiotropism is a pleiotropic gene. The gene responsible for pleiotropism is a pleiotropic gene. Let us examine pleiotropism with a few examples. In cotton pea plant, this is the example 1. In cotton pea plant, it is one gene. It is only one gene responsible for more than one character. What are those? One is color of the flower in a cotton pea plant is under the control of a single gene, and the same gene controls the seed coat color in cotton pea plant. As the single gene controls more than one character in cotton pea plant, it is a case of pleiotropism. A single gene which controls the color of the flower in cotton pea plant also controls the color of its seed coat. This is one example. And second example of pleiotropism is phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria, in fact, is caused due to a defective gene or mutant gene. It is due to a gene defect or mutant gene or defective gene. So phenylketonuria is is a condition in human being. It is due to a mutant gene. The gene which has undergone mutation is a mutant gene, or it is due to defective gene. Now, what is the consequence of defective gene? The consequence of defective gene is the consequence of such defective gene is the absence of an enzyme called phenylalanine hydroxylase. Phenylalanine hydroxylase. So, due to a defective gene or a mutant gene, in persons suffering from phenylketonuria, there is a complete absence of the enzyme, namely phenylalanine hydroxylase. When phenylalanine hydroxylase is missing or absent, the phenylalanine, a kind of amino acid, is not converted to tyrosine. Tyrosine is also a kind of amino acid. So, what is the enzyme needed for the conversion of phenylalanine to tyrosine means it is a phenylalanine hydroxylase. And this enzyme is absent due to this defective gene or mutant gene. The consequence of the absence of phenylalanine hydroxylase is failure of the formation of tyrosine from phenylalanine. Tyrosine is not formed from phenylalanine. As a result, the phenylalanine is converted to phenylpyruvic acid. Phenylpyruvic acid, one of the ketone bodies. Remember, phenylpyruvic acid, and gets accumulated in the body fluids. So this phenylalanine, instead of converting tyrosine, gets converted into phenylpyruvic acid, and this phenylpyruvic acid gets accumulated in the body fluids and is transported to different body parts. And the accumulation of phenylpyruvic acid, one of the ketone bodies, in such persons that is suffering from phenylketonuria, show mental retardation. This is one character, one mental retardation. That is, the chain is mentally retarded or the person is mentally retarded. And second is sparse or thin hair on the body. This is the second character. And the third character is the pigmentation of the skin pigmentation. That means there is no uniform pigmentation of the skin. And pigmentation of the skin, thin hair, and mental retardation are the characters that are seen in persons suffering from phenylketonuria. That means a gene defect, one gene defect resulting in phenylketonuria shows the symptoms of the disease. More than one character is seen, therefore, phenylketonuria is also an example of pleiotropism. So, let me define pleiotropism. The multiple effect of a single gene. A single gene which is responsible for more than one character is a pleiotropism. Example is the seed coat color in pea plant and also the flower color are under the control of a single gene. And phenylketonuria caused due to a defective gene or mutant gene results in characters such as mental retardation, thin or sparse hair and the pigmentation of the skin. Now let us examine the second case which also deviates the Mendelian law. The second case is polygenic inheritance. Polygenic inheritance. Then what is this polygenic inheritance? Polygenic inheritance means more than one gene. More than one gene. It means two or two pairs or three pairs. More than one gene is responsible for a single character. It is responsible for a single character. When more than one gene, it may be two genes or two pairs of genes, three or three pairs of genes. When more than one gene is responsible for a single character, it is called polygenic inheritance. Polygenic inheritance. And this polygenic inheritance is also called quantitative inheritance. Quantitative inheritance. The polygenic inheritance is also called quantitative inheritance. An example of polygenic inheritance in human being is skin color in human being. Skin color in human being. The skin color in human being is an example of a polygenic inheritance. What is the pigment responsible for skin color? Skin color of human being is due to a pigment called melanin. Is due to a pigment called melanin. So the skin color in human being is due to a pigment called melanin, and skin color in human being, according to Davenport, a scientist, according to Davenport, the skin color in human being is due to two pairs of genes. It is due to two pairs of genes. Suppose this is a chromosome. Think that this is a chromosome with two loci, and this is a homologous chromosome with two loci. If the gene is A, capital A, at this locus, and the gene is also capital A at this locus, and the gene is B at this locus, and the gene is B at this locus. That means two pairs of genes, if they are homozygous A at the locus, at the loci, at these loci, and homozygous B at this loci, the genotype is AA, BB, and the individual or such a human being is a Negro. Negro means a very thick black. Very thick black. Now imagine the situation. Now this is a chromosome with two loci, and this is a homologous chromosome with two loci. Let small a is the gene at this loci. Small a are the genes at the loci, and small b are the genes at the loci. Now the genotype is small a, small a, small b, small b, and such a human being is white. Such human being is. Now we can imagine the third combination also. We have Negroes, we have white persons. Negroes are very black, very black, and white persons. Now there is a very possibility of intermediate combination, that is a person with capital A, small a, capital B, small b genotype. Capital A, small a, capital B, small b genotype. Such persons are intermediate in color. Intermediate. They are intermediate between Negroes and white persons. Negroes and white persons. They are called mulattoes. That means the skin color in human being, according to Davenport, is under the control of two pairs of genes. Two pairs of genes. When the genotype is capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B, the person is a Negro person. That means is a very black. And when the genotype of the person is small a, small a, small b, small b, the person is very white, just opposite to Negro. And there is a possibility of double heterozygous condition here. where the person is intermediate between a Negro and white, and they are called mulattoes. It seems to be, we listen to this statement carefully, it seems to be an example of dihybrid class. It seems to be an example of a dihybrid class, and in a typical Mendelian dihybrid class, the phenotypic ratio is found to be 9:3:3:1, and the genotypic ratio is different, you know that. But when it is deviating from Mendelian dihybrid class, especially this polygenic inheritance, it deviates the Mendelian dihybrid class ratio, and even the ratio obtained is totally different. The ratio obtained is totally different. In a typical Mendelian dihybrid class, 16 offspring are produced, you know that. The 16 offspring are produced in a typical Mendelian dihybrid class, where the ratio, genotypic ratio is, this is only a recollection of a typical Mendelian dihybrid class, where the genotypic ratio, 16 offspring are produced, where the genotypic ratio is 1:2:2:4, 1:2:1, 2:1. This is the typical Mendelian dihybrid class genotypic ratio. And the phenotypic ratio of a dihybrid class, phenotypic ratio of a dihybrid class, phenotypic ratio of a dihybrid class is found to be 9:3:3:1. Whereas in polygenic inheritance, this result is affected. This result is affected, and the ratios are 1:4:6:4:1. Both phenotypically and genotypically. That means it is not obeying a Mendelian law of independent assortment. If it obeys the Mendelian law of independent assortment, the phenotypic ratio must be 9:3:3:1, and the genotypic ratio 1:2:2:4, 1:2:1:2:1. In this case, the number of offspring produced is 16. 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 6, 11, 11 plus 4, 15, 15 plus 1, 16. The number of offspring produced in polygenic inheritance with a reference to human skin color caused due to two pairs of genes. The number of offspring produced is 1:4:16 with a ratio of 1:4:6:4:1. Out of this different ratio obtained, only one individual is found to be Negro, and one individual is found to be white. And what about the four individuals? The four offspring, they are dark. They are black, but they are not as dark as a Negroid person. They are black, they are dark. And 6 offspring are found to be intermediate. And 4 offspring are found to be light colored.
they are not pure white, they are less white. They are less white, therefore they are light colored. So out of 16 offspring produced, one offspring is found to be negroid, perfectly black, pure black, highly black. And 4 individuals are found to be dark, less negroid. And 4 individuals are found to be light, less white. And 1 is perfectly white, and 6 individuals are found to be intermediate between dark colored and light colored person, both phenotypically and genotypically. Therefore, the polygenic inheritance also deviates the Mendelian second law, that is law of independent assortment, and we can understand the polygenic inheritance by studying the skin color in human being according to Davenport, which is under the control of 2 pairs of genes. However, geneticists, they worked out and studied that human skin color is under the control of 3 pairs of genes and not 2 pairs. So whether it is controlled by 2 pairs of genes or more than 2 pairs, that is 3 pairs of genes, the inheritance of the skin color in human being is an example of a polygenic inheritance or quantitative inheritance deviating or disobeying the Mendelian second law, that is a law of independent assortment. Sir, వినపడతా ఉందా వాయిస్? కొంచెం ఇది నెక్స్ట్ ది కంటిన్యూ చేస్తాను, నాకు ఒక్కసారి వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తే. Now let us examine one more case, that is law of incomplete dominance. Law of incomplete dominance. In this law of incomplete dominance, it deviates from Mendelian law of dominance. Mendelian law of dominance. This law of incomplete dominance, it deviates from Mendelian law of dominance. This law of incomplete dominance is also called partial dominance. It is also called partial dominance. The law of incomplete dominance, it was discovered by Correns. In a typical Mendelian monohybrid cross, the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation is 3:1 and the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. You know that. Whereas in the case of law of incomplete dominance, both the phenotypic and the genotypic ratios,
genotypic ratios of F2 generation are the same. Both the phenotypic and the genotypic ratios of the F2 generation are the same, that is 1:2:1. This is both phenotypically and genotypically. But in a typical Mendelian monohybrid cross F2 generation, the phenotypic ratio is 3:1, 3 of them are top and 1 is a dwarf. And genotypically, 1 is a homozygous top, 2 are heterozygous tall, and 1 is homozygous dwarf. But in the examples that we are going to study, the result of F2 generation showed that they are both phenotypically and genotypically are the same, that is 1:2:1. Now let us take one example and try to understand what is the law of incomplete dominance. There is a plant called a snapdragon plant. Snapdragon plant. The scientific name of this snapdragon plant is Antirrhinum majus. Antirrhinum majus. Antirrhinum majus. And this plant produces two types of flowers. There is a snapdragon plant which is red flowered. You can use this symbol. This is a parental plant, or you can use R1R. It is your convenience. You can use either this symbol or this symbol. Let us confine to this. And there is a snapdragon plant with white flowers R. This is R. R. If you use R1 for this, you have to use, instead of small r, you have to use R2. Remember. Let us confine to this. Now the parental plants, snapdragon plants. One is a red flowered parental plant. A pure red flowered snapdragon parental plant is crossed with a pure white flowered snapdragon parental plant. Now the offspring of F1 generation. The offspring of F1 generation are all heterozygous, capital R, small r. This heterozygous F1 offspring, they are neither red nor white flower. The heterozygous offspring are pink flowered. They are pink flowered. That means we have noticed a character which is not found in either of the parents. Therefore, the pink flowered snapdragon is intermediate phenotype. So, this is intermediate phenotype. Intermediate phenotype means it is neither red flowered nor white flowered. Say for example, students of intermediate. If I say students of intermediate, they are not degree students, they are not 10th class students. they are above 10th class and below degree standard. They are intermediate. In the same way, we have noticed a character which is not seen in the parental plants. Which is not seen in the parental plants. Now, the offspring of F1 generation, they are subjected to self-pollination. Now, adopt the checkerboard method. Capital R, capital R, small r versus capital R, small r. Now we will get offspring of F2 generation. This is the offspring of F2. Capital R into R. Capital R, capital R. Capital R into small r. Capital R, small r. Capital R into small r. Capital R, small r. Small r into small r. Small r, small r. If the genotype is capital R, this is red flowered snapdragon plant. Red flower. We have only one. If the genotype is capital R, small r, then these are pink flowered snapdragon plants. How many of them are pink flowered from this checkerboard? 2. If the genotype is a small r, they are white flowered snapdragon plants. White flowered snapdragon plants, only one is white. Phenotypically, one plant is red flower, 2 are pink flower, and 1 is white flower. Genotypically also, one is with genotype capital R, 2 of them with genotypes capital R, small r, and 1 is with genotype small r. Therefore, the phenotypic and genotypic ratios are found to be one and the same, that is 1:2:1, and this indicates that it is deviating from the typical Mendelian monohybrid class that defined the law of dominance. Then we have to define from this results what is the law of incomplete dominance. Now try to define what is the law of incomplete dominance. When two contrasting traits are brought together in a class. What are the contrasting traits in this case? Red flower and white flower. These are the contrasting traits. When two contrasting traits are brought together in the class, one trait is not completely dominant over the other. When one trait is not completely dominant over the other, means it is incompletely dominant. When one contrasting traits are brought together in a class, one trait is not completely dominant over the other, or it is incompletely dominant over the other. Therefore, it is called law of incomplete dominance. In the offspring of F1 generation, we have noticed a pink flowered snapdragon plant. When they are allowed for self-pollination, we have noticed the reoccurrence of parental characters. You observe the F2 generation, you can notice the reoccurrence of parental characters, that is red flowered snapdragon plant and also white flowered snapdragon plant along with intermediate pink flowered plants. Along with the intermediate pink flowered plants. So this is a typical example of law of incomplete dominance, which is otherwise called partial dominance. So this is obeyed by snapdragon plant, that is the flower color inheritance in snapdragon, and other examples are, a few more examples are following the law of incomplete dominance or inheritance of flower color in 4 o'clock plant. 4 o'clock plant. The inheritance of flower color in 4 o'clock plant. The scientific name of this 4 o'clock plant is Mirabilis jalapa. Mirabilis jalapa is the scientific name of this 4 o'clock plant. And even the skin color inheritance or plumage, let us say plumage inheritance. Plumage means feather. Plumage inheritance in Andalusian fowls. Andalusian fowl. This is a kind of bird. In Mirabilis jalapa also, that is in 4 o'clock plant, there are Mirabilis jalapa with red flower and Mirabilis jalapa with white flower. The offspring of F1 generation, even in Mirabilis jalapa, are all pink flower. And offspring of F2 generation are found to be red flower, pink flower and white flower plants. Whereas for Andalusian fowl, there are black spotted Andalusian fowls, that is Andalusian fowl with black plumage, black feather, and Andalusian fowl with white feather. When a cross is made between two such fowls, that is birds, with a black feather and white feather, the offspring of F1 generation in Andalusian fowl is found to be blue feather. You have once seen the blue feathered character in the parental generation. When F1 offspring of Andalusian fowls are allowed for self-fertilization, when they are allowed for self-fertilization, the offspring of F2 generation are found or resulted. One is found to be again black feather, two are found to be blue feather, and one is found to be white feather. That means the black feathered condition and the white feathered condition is reappeared in the F2 generation. In this case also, this is also obeying the law of incomplete dominance. So you have to remember these three examples where the law of incomplete dominance is obeyed, disobeying the law of dominance suggested by Mendel based on his results of monohybrid cross. So try to remember this. We will discuss a few more examples where the Mendelian laws get deviated.